Everybody, what's going on? I am Jamie Dawn, your evolutionary revolutionary astrologer, bringing you your celestial wisdom for the week of September 5th through the 12th of 2021. And we start out this week with a new moon in Virgo. New moons are fantastic for us to go internal, to really contemplate, to pull in, and just sit and think about what it is that we really want to intend for this next lunar cycle. But also it sets us up for the next 6 months of this Virgo energy as well. And we have Mercury, the ruler of Virgo, in Libra, going retrograde this month. Yes, I'm speaking very carefully right now because the reason I'm bringing it up now is Mercury moves into shadow today as well with the new moon. So things that we need to think about, things that we want to pull inward. The flow of energy has this retreat kind of feeling, but this gives us a chance for us to take a practical approach, sensible approach to what we want in our lives next. And it's all being set up for this Libra and Scorpio energy that we are entering into. Virgo, let's talk about that for a second. Virgos make excellent friends and partners. They're very loyal. They're very practical. They are known for being perfectionists. So if you have a heavy Virgo emphasis, or you're a Virgo, sun, moon, or rising, you're going to feel the effects of this new moon probably more than most. And you'll find that your perfectionism, the meticulousness, the attention to details, because there's always this pursuit of improvement. And so all of us, no matter what sign we are having in our charts that's dominant, we're going to feel the effects or the influence of this Virgo energy. And it can offer us this feeling of working hard, the purity, the creativity that comes with Virgo, where we may be looking at our intentions saying, where can I have more creativity? Or where can I maybe set a budget or have a practical, useful? Virgo loves to be useful. It's very service oriented. So where can I be more useful in my life and in the lives of others? And what do I need? This is moon energy. So we're talking about needs. We're talking about the subconscious. We're talking about how we mother ourselves. And if we haven't had a great experience with the mother in our lives, this could activate some of that critical, stubborn, maybe picky or uptight feeling inside of us as well. So do be careful of that. But most likely, we can capitalize on the positive traits of this Virgo new moon to be able to be kinder to ourselves. We're pulling in, we're thinking, we're hopefully doing some good discrimination and looking at what do we do really well versus the things that we don't do really well that we still need to develop. Look at it as development versus negative and I don't know. I mean, the term weakness, I guess you can use that, but I like the idea of a development area. And so we may be looking at ways in which we can further develop our lives. And most likely, we're all thinking about a particular relationship, whether it is romantic, professional, familial, loved one, whatever it might be. There's probably a relationship that has popped to the surface, especially with Mercury in Libra. And when it moves into shadow and it goes retrograde at the end of this month and into October, there's most likely going to be some past relationships that are going to come up, past topics that come up. I'll talk about that a little bit more in just a minute, but I don't want to run too fast from this new moon because we are going to be experiencing shortly after the moon hits that exact moment of being new, that it starts to move into a trine with Pluto. So whatever intentions, whatever energies that we're putting out there, we can add an extra dose of power. We can add an extra dose of achievement with Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. And it's more internal. So really use this time to set those intentions and encourage yourself to create some foolproof plan that can have ultimate success. Write your goals down. This is the practical thing. Write them down, commit them. This is about creating new habits in our lives. How do we create a new habit? We just take it one step at a time. Make sure that it's realistic. Use the SMART acronym when you're writing down your goals. I mean, it's one thing to say, hey, I want to say lose weight because Virgo is very much about health, or I want to eat healthier and all of that. Well, sometimes it just takes time. Not everybody can go cold turkey. Some people, I think of smokers out there, if you're looking to quit smoking, sometimes, doing it cold turkey, you can do, but a lot of people need to get the patch or the gum or just need to cut back a little bit, and you take it one step at a time. Remove all judgment. Slow down, pay attention, really look at even having some alone time during this new moon. Now, let's talk about Mercury in Libra and the shadow. So the thing, I'm going to give you descriptions of Mercury in Libra, how it can affect you. And then when we're looking at it from a retrograde standpoint, look at the opposite, or it's pulling in. It's closer to the earth. We're made of earth and stars. Therefore, we're going to feel this more internally and then have an experience externally, or the exterior circumstances or situations could trigger us to go inside of ourselves. Yeah. So Mercury in Libra. Mercury loves to be fair-minded in this sign. It negotiates. It has diplomacy. People like talking to Mercury in Libras because if you have this natally, you tend to approach things without judgment, very open. You can be very understanding. And so all of us are going to feel this to a certain extent. And we may like to have really good debates, but the debates are friendly. The debates are all about coming into balance. And there is a practice that this has to deal with the 7 rays, but it's called harmony through conflict. It's the 4th ray. This is very much a Libran kind of energy. We can't have peace without war. So we may find ourselves at a bit of a tug of war at times within ourselves. The exterior situation, a person says something, and we may pull it in, take it personally, and go, wait a minute, is that really true? Or what, do I really want to do this? I'm not sure. There can be a lot of fickle kind of thought process during this time. You may have a hard time making decisions during this time. Miscommunication is a very common theme during a Mercury retrograde. Also, because this has to do with Libra energy, Libra loves relationships. Libra is ruled by Venus, but this is about relationships on an air mental level. So there's an added element of air here with Mercury and it being in an air sign of Libra. So there's probably going to be a lot of conversation. Now, the conversation could be between you and the other or within yourself. And it may be that there's some negotiating from the past that has to come back. So if you've been in a relationship dynamic that maybe it's been put on pause, or you haven't been able to really connect with this person, or there was a breakup, I would venture to say that this person in this situation is coming back for greater understanding, to redo things, to rethink about it, and even to reevaluate, are we still in alignment with each other's values? Because our values can change over time based on our experiences and what we find is truth. We may also be looking at, does this relationship offer reciprocity? Are we fair? Are we balanced? Are we giving and taking in the same way? And that's also going to be something that's really important. There's an energy here as we lead into the rest of the week. Now that Mercury is going to be in shadow, some communications come back from the past. We're going to be reevaluating. There may be delays in certain things. Also, there could be some legal matters that show up, that information comes bubbling to the surface that can benefit you and give you an opportunity for secrets to come out, or things that were hidden. And the reason being is Venus is going to be moving out of Libra and into Scorpio on Saturday, September 11th. So we're going to start the week with this new moon in Virgo, then Mercury in shadow, then Venus moving into Scorpio. Venus is in the sign of Scorpio is very intense. We may really look, this just further emphasizes the whole relationship dynamic, especially when it comes to romance and love and merging. This is the urge to merge. Venus loves pleasure and beauty and harmony, but in Scorpio, it needs to get to the heart of the matter. It needs to go really deep. It doesn't do superficial stuff at all. So we may really get obsessed We could get absorbed into love dynamics or what we want in a relationship, and we won't let go. We can experience love so deeply, and we're looking for a commitment of some sort. Now, this doesn't just have to be romance. This could be that you're looking for a deeper commitment with your clients, or a deeper commitment with your business partner or your family members or children, right? You're looking for that strong emotional bond. How do you get somebody to be emotionally invested in something? You help them look at it as if it's their idea. You know, I've said this before, I'll say it again. You can't make somebody want to do something. You can force them to do it, but you can't make them want to. So how do you make somebody want to do it? You make it personal, but be careful, because making it personal can also be where we project a lot of what we think or what we want onto this person. So how do you make it personal for them? You ask questions, you invite them to join the party. If they don't want to come, then you let it go. Now, the other thing with this Venus in Scorpio is that it is possible that losses can occur during this time. There's transformational energy here, especially with finances and romance with Venus, and we may not cope very well with that. So if you experience a loss in romance, or you experience a loss financially, this can be a little difficult to get through. However, I'm going to keep encouraging all of us, have a professional, have somebody that you trust, you feel safe with, your support group, have them on speed dial. This is going to help you. And also, because we're dealing with such an intense water sign, the emotions are going to run pretty high. So do be careful. And if you need to, take time out to process your emotions internally first. Don't process onto another. Look at yourself first. That's mirror work is going to be crucial during this time. And if you feel that you are in this extreme emotional situation, then really communicate to others, hey, I need to take a time out. I've got stuff I'm working through. I'll be back. I'm not going to abandon you, but I need to take care of me first. And if you can do that, that's going to help with some of the miscommunication that Mercury retrograde can stir up. People won't quite understand maybe why you need to pull back in. The other thing with this Venus in Scorpio is we can get really possessive or paranoid about others. So again, be careful, because we could, let's say if you're meeting somebody new, you start going to the investigative realm and you start going, well, they said this, but that doesn't line up, or you know, I'm not sure if this is really true about them. And so then we can go into this, you know, overanalyzing, the paranoia, the jealousy. That's the shadow side of Venus and Scorpio. So try and keep it a little bit more lighthearted, not taking everything at face value, but also not questioning every little detail, because that could be something that pops up, especially because the sun is still in Virgo until the 22nd of this month. We could appear also being more charming and charismatic and sensual. So if you're looking to deepen the bonds with your partner or attract somebody new, just be yourself. Really allow yourself to be in the flow of water. This is a water sign, Scorpio is. So, you know, be like water. You know, I don't know about you, but I'm very drawn to water. So take me to a lake, to a beach, whatever. And I just love to be there with that energy. And a lot of that is because the intuitive nature, the empathy quality that water brings, because it absorbs or it fills in the cracks, it can feel everything, is super heightened during this time. Again, please make sure that you understand when it's your stuff and when it's somebody else's. If you're on empathy overload, emotional overload, take time out for yourself. Take time out to have a healthy outlet for these emotions. Trust is not going to be easily gained during this time. So once you have it, there will be great loyalty. If you are somebody who has been wondering, how loyal is this person, or how good is this relationship? How long-term sustainable is this relationship in my life? Look no further than Venus in Scorpio. You're going to vet this out. You're going to create more trust. Trust is built over time and testing. There's going to be a lot of tests that come up in relationships for all of us. But once we have that trust, it will be rewarded with great loyalty. We will go to hell and back, literally, for another. This could be friendship, this could be romance, business, whatever. Betrayal would be the end of everything. So if you are in a situation that you feel as though you've been betrayed, the forgiveness practice is going to be one that you probably need to turn to more than once a day. It's not going to be easy. However, remember this, if you hold on to betrayal, you hold on to anger and hurt, you're only hurting yourself. You're not hurting the other person. If they choose to lie, they choose to betray, that's on them. That has nothing to do with you. You didn't cause them to do it. So work with the forgiveness and meeting people where they're at. We may be really attracted to mysterious people. We want depth. So the superficial stuff is not going to work for us. And we may decide that we can't have enough of somebody else. So be careful that we don't smother. Be careful that we don't grab on and try and possess another, because it feels so good, right? When you are wanted and the other person is reciprocating this wanting, this love, this need, this desire that you have for them, it feels good. Why wouldn't you want to possess it and have more of it? But here's the information that you can work with. As human beings, one of the greatest saboteurs of a healthy relationship is if we avoid or we push away, or if we cling and we suffocate. The energy that we're inviting during this time is to stay open. Don't collapse the field. Don't collapse ourselves into a fixed point. Venus in Scorpio, Scorpio is a fixed sign. It wants to consolidate. It wants to make it real, which is fine. But what we have to be careful of is that we don't make it so real or so rigid that the water turns to ice, or that we lose the joy, or we try and control everything. And I think that's probably another trigger for us, especially with Mercury retrograde. There could be misunderstandings. And then Venus in Scorpio causes us to get suspicious, maybe paranoid. Be careful that we don't go into a place of sabotaging something that's really good. This Venus in Scorpio energy is perfect for asking questions, but know when to stop asking the questions and just be for a little bit, okay? All right, you guys, I really hope that this video helps. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. I want to know how the week goes. I am going to be serving as in my role as staff director during this week, so I will not be available for one-on-ones, but I look forward to connecting with you the following week when I return on the 13th. Have such a great week, everybody. Take care.